Welcome to AZ English Fluency, where we guide you on your complete journey from A to Z. Hello, I'm Emily, and today we are going to talk about something a little different. We are not just learning English, we are learning how to learn. This is one of the most important skills you can develop because when you understand how your brain works, you can learn anything more effectively, including English. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever spend hours studying a long list of new vocabulary words, feeling very productive, only to forget most of them the very next day? Or maybe you understand a grammar rule perfectly when you read it, but it disappears from your mind when you try to speak. It's a frustrating feeling, and it can make you believe that you have a bad memory. I want to tell you right now that you do not have a bad memory. You have just been using the wrong methods. In this episode, I am going to share two powerful science-backed methods that can help you remember up to 90% of everything you study. This is not a magic trick. It is a system based on decades of research into how our brains learn and retain information. Understanding this will not only improve your English, it will change the way you learn forever. First, to solve the problem of forgetting, we need to understand why it happens in the first place. There is a famous concept in psychology discovered over 100 years ago by a German psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus. It is called the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve is a visual graph that shows how quickly our brain lets go of new information if we don't do anything to keep it. Imagine you learn 20 new English words today. You study them, you understand them, and you feel confident. The forgetting curve shows that at that moment, you know 100% of them. However, without any review, you might forget half of those words by tomorrow. That's right, 50% gone in just 24 hours. After a week, you might only remember 2 or 3 of the original 20 words. The memory just fades away.
This is a natural process for our brains. Our brain's job is to filter out information that it thinks is not important. If you only see a piece of information once, your brain assumes it's not important, and it lets it go to make space for new things. But don't worry, this curve is not our destiny. We have a powerful, scientifically proven way to fight it, to flatten the curve, and keep the information we want to keep. This brings us to our first pillar of memory. The first tool, and arguably the most important learning technique you will ever use, is called active recall. Sometimes it is called active retrieval or practice testing. The name doesn't matter as much as the concept. Active recall means pulling information out of your brain instead of just passively putting it in. Let's think about how most people study. They read a list of words, they reread their notes, they highlight text, or they watch a video lesson. This is all passive learning. It feels easy, it feels comfortable, and it makes you think you are learning. But in reality, it is very inefficient for building long-term memory. Active recall is the opposite. It is the act of closing the book, looking away from the screen, and asking yourself a question. For a new word, you would ask, what was the meaning of that word? Or how do I use that word in a sentence? It is the moment where you force your brain to search for the answer without any help. This effort, this small struggle, is what creates a strong memory. Let me give you a clear analogy. Think of it like this. Passive learning is like watching someone else exercise. You can watch fitness videos all day long. You might learn the names of the exercises, but your own muscles will not get any stronger. Active recall is doing the exercise yourself. It's lifting the weight. It's harder, it requires more effort, but it is the only way to build muscle. In the same way, active recall is the only way to build strong, lasting memories in your brain. Every time you successfully recall a piece of information, you are telling your brain, this is important. I need to access this again. And the neural pathway to that information becomes stronger. Now, active recall is incredibly powerful on its own, but it becomes almost a superpower when you combine it with our second tool. Our second pillar of memory works perfectly with active recall. It is called spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is the science of when to review information. As we learn from the forgetting curve, our memory fades over time. The secret of spaced repetition is to review information at the perfect moment, right before your brain is about to forget it. Instead of studying the same word 10 times in one day, which is called cramming, spaced repetition means you review information at increasing intervals, or with more and more space between each review. For example, you might review a new word after 1 day. Then you review it again after 3 days. Then after 1 week. Then after 2 weeks. And so on.
Every time you review the word using active recall, you are essentially resetting the forgetting curve. You are bringing your memory back up to 100%. And because you waited for a few days, the next time you review it, the curve will be less steep. Your brain will hold on to the information for longer. This process tells your brain again and again, hey, this piece of information is important. I keep needing it. I should store it in my long-term memory. Okay, so we know the science. We need to use active recall, which is pulling information out of our brain, and we need to use spaced repetition, which is reviewing at the right time. Now let's put this all together. Let's create a simple step-by-step action plan for you to use these two pillars to learn English vocabulary and grammar effectively. Step 1 is to create your flashcards, but you must do it the right way. You can use small paper cards or a digital flashcard app on your phone, like Anki or Quizlet. The tool doesn't matter as much as the method. For each new word or grammar concept, on the front of the card, write the new English word and, very importantly, a simple example sentence. Context is everything. On the back of the card, do not just write the translation. First, try to write the definition in very simple English, or even draw a simple picture that represents the word. This forces you to think in English. If you absolutely need it, you can put the translation in your native language at the very bottom in small letters. Step 2 is your daily active recall session. Every day, for just 10 or 15 minutes, take your stack of flashcards. Look at the front of a card. Read the English word and the sentence. Now, do not turn it over. Put the card down and try to remember the meaning. Say the meaning out loud. Try to create another example sentence with the word. This is the active recall part. It should feel like a small challenge. Once you have made an effort and tried, then you can flip the card over to check if you were right. Step 3 is where the magic happens. We will add a simple spaced repetition system. I call this the 4 boxes system. Get 4 small boxes or envelopes and label them Box 1, Box 2, Box 3, and Box 4. Box 1 is for your new cards. Every new flashcard you make starts in Box 1. You must review the cards in this box every single day. Box 2 is for your good cards. When you look at a card from Box 1 and you get the answer correct easily, you graduate it. It moves to Box 2. You will review the cards in Box 2 every 3 days. Box 3 is for your strong cards. When you review a card from Box 2 and you get it correct, it moves up to Box 3. You will review the cards in Box 3 every week. For example, every Monday. Box 4 is for your mastered cards. Finally, when you get a card from Box 3 correct, it graduates to Box 4. These are the words you know very well. You only need to review these cards once a month to keep them fresh in your memory. Now, there is one final golden rule that makes this whole system work. If you ever get a card wrong, no matter which box it is in, even if it is in Box 4, it is a sign that you are about to forget it. In that moment, it must go all the way back to the beginning, back to Box 1, to be reviewed every day again. This rule ensures that you focus your energy on the words you struggle with, and you don't waste time on the words you already know well. So you see, effective learning is not about studying for more hours. It is not about having a special talent or a good memory. It is about studying smarter. It is about having a system. By combining the mental effort of active recall with a smart review schedule, like the 4 boxes spaced repetition system, you are working with your brain's natural learning process, not against it. This system turns the active forgetting into your biggest strength, because every time you almost forget a word and then you successfully remember it, you are sending the strongest possible signal to your brain to hold on to that memory. You are making the memory stronger and more permanent. You can absolutely do this. Thank you so much for your time and for joining me for this important lesson today. I hope it has opened your eyes to a new, more effective way of learning. I am very curious to know about your learning habits. In the comments below, please share one thing you are going to change in your study routine after listening to this episode. Will you start using active recall more often? Or maybe you are excited to try the 4-box system for your vocabulary. Let's share our ideas and inspire each other on our learning journeys. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe to AZ English Fluency for more lessons that will guide you on your complete journey from A to Z. Thank you for listening. Happy learning, and I'll see you in the next lesson.